Hi guys, welcome back. We are going to talk about adding, subtracting, and multiplying decimals today. I'll hop over to those notes. So remember, when we're adding and subtracting decimals, we're going to line up our decimal and add and subtract like you normally would with a regular decimal. We are going to kind of have to decide our sign, okay, before we're doing and decide if we really need to add or subtract our numbers. So 4.96 plus 3.25. We're going to do that like normal. They're both positive, so I know I'm getting more positive. This is like having $4.96, and then you go ahead and make $3.25. So 4.96 plus 3.25. Again, notice that I have those decimals nice and lined up here. So 6 plus 5 is 11, carry the 1. 9 plus 2 is 11, plus 1 is 12. Bring down my decimal, carry my 1. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus another 1 is 8. So this would be 821. Okay. All right, let's look at this next one. We're subtracting. So we have 4.96 minus 3.25. So I know this is a more positives, or the 4.96 is larger than 3.25. So I know my answer is going to be positive. And then I would just subtract like normal. So 4.96 minus 3.25. 6 minus 5 is 1. 9 minus 2 is 7. Bring down my decimal. 4 minus 3 is 1. So I get 1.71. Okay, now this one. I'm looking at this and I see I have negative 7.4, and then I'm taking more away from that, okay? So it's like you put $7.40 on your credit card and then you put another $5.18 on my credit card. So I know my answer is going to be negative. So I know I need to add these numbers together. So again, I'm going to line up my decimals, tack my 0 there. 0 plus 8 is 8. 4 plus 1 is 5. Bring down my decimal, and 7 plus 5 is 12. So this would be negative 1258. Okay, so kind of think they're both kind of the same sign, even though one's negative and one's a subtraction. So when we have the same sign, we add the numbers and keep the same sign. All right, let's try this one. So I'm going to give you this word problem. You go ahead and try that for me. So a diver went down 30.65 feet below the surface of the ocean, then 46.5 feet further down. He then rose 52.345 feet. Find the diver's new depth. So we're going down the first time, then down again, and then we go up a little bit. So I'm going to add these two numbers together to start with. So I'm going to have 30.65 plus 46.5. Tack my 0 on there. 5 plus 5 is 0. 6 plus 5 is 11. Carry the 1. Bring my decimal down. 1 plus 6 is 7. And 3 plus 4 is also 7. So far we are negative 77.15 feet below. So that's how far down we went. And then we're going to go up 52.345 feet. But since I'm already negative, I'm really subtracting those numbers so I can figure out what this height is. So 77.15 minus 52.345. So I'm going to tack my 0 on here. I'm going to have to borrow, so that becomes a 4, and this becomes a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 4 minus 4 is 0. I'm going to go ahead and borrow. 11 minus 3 is 8. Bring down my decimal. 6 minus 2 is 4. 7 minus 5 is 2. So I am negative 24.805 feet below sea level. Okay. Now multiplying, we ignore the decimal and we line up the last number with the last number, okay? So I would have 6.72 and 0.4, okay? And I can kind of ignore this 0 in front. So remember, we're going to do 4 times 2 is 8. 7 times 4 is 8, and carry the 2, because 7 times 4 is 28. 4 times 6 is 24, plus 2 is 26. And then I have one decimal place here, another decimal place, and a third decimal place. So I'm going to move my decimal over 1, 2, 3 whole spots here. So this would equal, I'll bring that up here, 2.688. Okay, go ahead and try this one for me. So we have negative 51. 51, not 5.1. And so I know my answer is going to be negative because a negative times a positive is in fact negative. And then 8.5, again, we do not line up the decimals when we're multiplying. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Remember, when we move to the tens place, we have to tack a 0 on. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 5 is 40. We're going to add those guys up. 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 8 is 13. Carry the 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. Bring down my 4. And then I have 1 decimal place, so I'm going to move this over 1 spot. So this would be negative 433.5. Okay. So decimals kind of throw a little wrench in because we really got to know our positives and negatives and what's going on with those. Okay. That's why we're going to practice it. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.